Hello, this is the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Thank you so much for tuning into this video in which we will look at converting terminating decimals to fractions. So recall that terminating decimals are ones like these. They are decimals such that the digits after the decimal point eventually end. They don't go on forever, in contrast to recurring decimals. So the key to converting decimals like this to fractions is to understand place value. So after the decimal point, the first column is tenths, then hundredths, then thousandths, then 10,000ths, and so on. If you understand that, the process of converting a decimal like this to a fraction is really simple. On the top of that fraction, you just write the digits without the decimal point, and on the bottom, the denominator, you write the lowest place value of 10. You just figure out in which column the last digit is, and there will be a last digit because it's terminating, and then that power of 10 goes on the bottom. Just note, sometimes, but not all the time, you may need to simplify. Okay, so what does all that mean? Well, let's convert 0.325 into a fraction. So on top, we just write all of the digits without the decimal point. So 325 or 325. Now what goes on the bottom is the lowest place value of 10. The lowest place value is the thousandths. So to find the lowest place value, find the last digit and find in which column it is. This is in the thousandths column, so we write 1,000 on the bottom. This number here is 325 thousandths. So we can simplify this fraction. Now, it's not always easy to simplify fractions when you have large numbers like this. But just remember, this number will always be a power of 10 to start with. So it will always be 1 with heaps of zeros. So those numbers, powers of 10, their only prime factors are 2 and 5. So look for numbers at the top having factors of 2 or 5, and you can just keep simplifying it until you can simplify no more. So clearly the top's divisible by 5 because it ends in a 5. So if we're really stuck on how to do this, we can do our short division, 5 into 325. So 5 goes into 3 0 times, remainder 3. 5 goes into 32 6 times, remainder 2. 5 goes into 25 5 times. So 325 divided 5 is 65, and hopefully you know 1,000 divided by 5 is 200. Now we look, can we simplify it again? Well, it ends in 5, so I can simplify it. 65 divided 5 is 13. 200 divided by 5 is 40. So we can't simplify any further because these two numbers share no common factors. In particular, this number at the top is neither divisible by 2 nor divisible by 5. If you have that situation, you can't simplify further. So how would we do something like 0.977, for example? Well, we just write the digits on the top without the decimal point, and since 7 is in the thousandths column, 1,000 goes on the bottom. Now I know that I can't simplify this fraction. How do I know that? Because this number's not divisible by 5, it doesn't end in 0 or 5, nor is it even. It's not divisible by 2. Just like up here, if the top number is divisible by neither 2 nor 5, you won't be able to simplify. So I can just leave it like this. Remember, the only prime factors of powers of 10 are 2 or 5. So how would I do something like 0.44? Well, I would just write the digits without the decimal point on top. Now on the bottom, the last digit this time is in the hundredths column, so I put 100 on the bottom. So I can simplify the top because it's divisible by 2. It's not divisible by 5, but it's divisible by 2. So divide the top by 2, divide the bottom by 2. But now we still have common factors here. They're both even. So I can divide top and bottom by 2 again, and I get 11 over 25. How easy is that? All right, thank you so much for tuning into this video. This has been the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Have a great day.